I want to start by wishing my wife, Melania, a very happy birthday. It'd be nice to be with her, but I'm in a courthouse for a rig trial. It's a rig trial. Terrible. But we're doing very well in this rig trial. Everybody knows it.
Melania Trump has been missing from her husband's courtroom as he endures long days of testimony in the Manhattan hush money trial. Some say that her presence at the trial would send a positive signal to the jury. Some say, who cares whether or not she's there? She hasn't been around for his presidency. She hasn't been on the campaign trail with him. She doesn't usually turn up to his court appearances. Who really expected her to be there at all? This is the argument for having her there. Since the trial surrounds hush money that was paid to Trump's mistresses while he was married to Melania, the argument is that if she stands by her man in that courtroom, the jury would see that maybe she doesn't believe the allegations against her husband. Maybe there's a question of validity to all of it. If Melania is okay with him, maybe she knows something that the rest of us don't. But as long as she doesn't show up, it suggests that he did do what he's being accused of and that Melania is not happy about it.
You're not the first lady to have to deal with her husband's alleged infidelities. Has this put a strain on your marriage?
It is not concern and focus of mine. I'm a mother and a first lady, and I have much more important things to think about and to do.
Personally, I don't think she cares whether or not Trump cheated on her or if he had mistresses. It seems like you'd enter into a marriage like that kind of knowing that mistresses would be a thing. I think she's more embarrassed that the story broke and it makes her look bad. It makes her look like a woman who gets cheated on. But don't worry, Melania, if somebody cheats on someone else, it says everything about the person doing the cheating, not the person who got cheated on.
He was very, very concerned about it. I'll tell a story I've never told, I think, too publicly before, but I remember that evening when Anderson Cooper interviewed McDougal. I was sitting at dinner with my ex-wife, with Jared Kushner, and Ivanka Trump, and the phone rings. And Ivanka goes into the kitchen, answers the phone. Oh, it's Daddy. And what did Daddy want to know? Whether they were watching McDougal. So he was very, very concerned about it.
And personally, I don't even blame her for staying with him. Or I guess I should word that a bit differently. What I mean is that I can see why someone like Melania would choose to stay with someone like Donald Trump. Because lest we forget, Melania is just as classist and grifty and self-serving as her husband. Why else would she have married him in the first place? Why would she have stayed with him for as long as she has? Why else did she renegotiate her prenup as soon as he started getting sued all over the place?
The day that the Access Hollywood tape came out, she had reached out to me to have lunch. Now, if any other human being or any other one of my friends, I would have expected to see them in tears, right? She was smiling. It was as if nothing happened. And I swear to you, I had like a glitch in my brain.
If he loses those cases, which he has been doing, he's going to have to pay out a ton of cash, her cash. Melania secured her bag, and she secured Barron's bag. Melania has leverage, and she's not afraid to throw it around. She knows that Trump can't afford to not have a wife. A president without a first lady, even an absentee one, is not a good look, especially not for a president as Christ-like and family-oriented as Trump. A source told Page 6 regarding the more recent prenup negotiation, quote, "It's not that she threatened to leave him, it's definitely the underlying idea." Another source said she wanted him to, quote, "provide her with more money, including cash and property, and also there's a specific amount at minimum that Barron is supposed to obtain." And yes, I said that this was the most recent prenup renegotiation because according to sources, she's done this at least 3 times. When Trump was first elected president, remember how it took her forever to finally move into the White House? According to sources, this was because she wanted to, quote, amend her financial arrangement. She had a hand to play, so she played it. So who will Trump have with him in the courtroom? Well, if you can't have Melania, maybe you can have the next best thing. His former White House aide, Margot Martin, who sort of looks like Melania from far away. And she's been mistaken for Melania before. At a different Trump trial from June of last year, the classified documents case in Miami, Fox News anchor John Roberts mistook Margot for Melania when she arrived at the courthouse. It certainly doesn't hurt the conspiracy theory that Melania has a body double. As the Trump trial presses on, it's obvious that Trump and his legal team don't have the strongest case in the world. That will become all the more evident as the trial continues on. He's already in the midst of a legal losing streak, and he's got more trials after this one. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court is trying to decide whether or not he should get to claim presidential immunity in criminal cases. But even if Melania did turn up in Manhattan, would it actually make any difference? Perhaps the more prudent question is really, should it? If she turns up now, we'll all know that it was because her husband's campaign managers or his PR team begged her to or paid her to. More importantly, though, her presence there and whatever implications and hidden meanings you want to draw from it does not erase or negate everything else that we already know about him. It doesn't disprove the evidence that's currently being presented against him in court. It doesn't strike witness testimony from the record. It doesn't suddenly paint her as a concerned, loving, and supportive wife. It shouldn't make a difference. All right, that's it for me. If you got anything out of this, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out my podcast, Modern Context. Thanks.